everyone, Drizzerey here, and welcome to my first time-lapse video on this channel. So a bunch of new things I decided to do this year got delayed due to real life, but hey, that's real life, right? So I did an intro video for my new channel, which might be a bit long, but I like to think that it sums up my channel pretty well, and I did kind of forget a teensy-weensy little thing, like what exact videos I plan on posting here, which, as you can see, time lapses. That's pretty much my main thing, is doing time lapses of my art, but I do want to kind of expand into other things, like doing the challenges and unboxings and trying out new things. I just need to get a webcam first. But that's okay, because I got a bunch of videos that I'm still really proud of that I guess just need a new voiceover. Which, by the way, if you've come from my other channel or my Discord or my Patreon or whatever, and you saw this video before with a different voiceover, I hope that this one is mild better. And speaking of which, why don't I just get into what I'm actually drawing here. I made this picture about 2 years back now, and I have to say I still absolutely love this image. I have a massive favorite thing, which is modern magical witches, and I love regular magical witches too. I just really love modern magical witches, and I absolutely love this picture. I did kind of forget the little love potion thing on the mirror, or the window there. The window. And as you can see, I did do a base sketch here, but then I put in my original sketch in my sketchbook, which I really liked, but it needed some work, which is this here. It's really hard for me to, look at one thing and then try to draw it again, especially when they're not side by side. So putting it right underneath really helps me a lot in doing this, and this is why I really love digital. Like, I absolutely love traditional art, but this right here is exactly why I tend to go to digital more often than not for my favorite pictures. And I even have another one that I made last year before summer went out, and I originally did traditional, and because I was doing an art box and limiting myself to what was in the art box, it didn't come out that well. So I scanned it in, and I'm probably going to be making that one fairly soon-ish. I say that because I have a bunch of challenges coming up. So a lot of the videos that I'm going to be posting right now are going to be my older videos that I'm going to redo a little bit, with at least with the voiceover. The rest of it is pretty much exactly as it was, and I still love it. So we're gonna go ahead and do that until I can get the new content that's not Patreon exclusive at this point. Oh, here's the thing that I really freaking loved. I drew the shoes in my sketchbook exactly how I wanted them, and as you can see, I was trying to redraw them without, and then again, we just, you know what, I'm just going to trace with the shoe I made that I'm all proud of, and yeah, it's not the most perfect shoe, but it's a good shoe to me, so. And that's a thing that I was working on extensively, not necessarily drawing shoes how I like them, but being happy with your own work. So let me ask you this: when was the last time that you made something yourself, if you're a creative, and you're like, I absolutely love this, and you feel really good about it, and you don't actually have that little demon voice in your head going, it's not that good, it could be better, you can make it better. Like, of course you could always make it better. Shush you, demon voice, I don't care. This is a thing that I've been working on a long time. My fiance has always told me that I am way too mean to myself, and I just have to ask every creative who has ever felt, negative towards their own artwork, are you being too mean to yourself? Just try to think about that for a bit. Are you being too mean to yourself? And when I say that, try to think of it as you say the things that you say about yourself in your head or out loud, if that may be the case, and would you ever say that to another creative? Would you ever say that to somebody else? If the answer is yes, and you're mean to yourself, the things that you say in your head are very negative, you're a jerk. It's not okay. You shouldn't have to be mean. You should always try to find what is good about your art. And that is the thing that I have been working on, and I feel like I have gotten into a great place because I can say without a doubt that I love this picture. And I know it has flaws. And I know I made it 2 years ago, and I've actually made pictures that are far superior to this since then. But I still love this picture. And I know the things I could do. I'll probably redraw it again, because I do like doing draw this again. But this one is not up there yet. You know, on the I want to draw that again. The only thing that I feel like I really could improve on it right this second is going to be the background, because backgrounds are not my strong suit. But I'm gonna try. Next month is going to be me working on comics, so that's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm going to have to do a lot of backgrounds. So I'm going to try this technique that I saw from I believe Lavender Town did it. She suggested using Sims to take screenshots, like make sets essentially, and take screenshots at the exact angle you want. And I've been kind of addicted to The Sims lately, so this is perfect timing for me. And I can't wait to do that. I may do a Modern Witch comic if I get really good at the comics. I used to do comics all the time, and I miss doing them. And that is one thing that I've still kind of struggling with, is getting the confidence to do different things that I haven't done in a while. So I've gotten my confidence back overall in my pictures and in my writing, which that's a whole nother thing. So I've gotten my confidence back in those. I would like to get my confidence back in comics, and I would like to do really nice comics and do series and stuff. I don't know if I would post them on Webtoon or not, maybe, but as of right now, I just want to make comics because I want them to exist. And this is actually the driving force on a lot of my stories and the things that I draw, is that I want it to exist, and I haven't found anyone that gives me exactly what I want. Like, I can find things that are close and are still enjoyable regardless, but they're not exactly like I want. Like this adorable witch here taking a picture of a random cat in the street, like while she's blowing her bubble gum. I absolutely love that, and I can already tell you I've yet to see anything close to this on other art sites. Like maybe it exists and I just haven't found it, but I haven't seen it, therefore I made it. And that is the driving force now, is that I want to see these comics, I want to see these images, I want to see these stories, and I haven't found them, so I'm gonna make them. I'm gonna make what I want. And that's another thing that you need to tell yourself when you're making stuff, and you have that voice telling you it's not that good. Why would you even bother? Because you want it. Like that short answer, simple, sweet answer right there. Because you want it. And that is all the reason you need to do it. So, do it. I know it's easier said than done, and you're going to struggle. You're always going to struggle, but you need to remember that voice in your head that's being mean to you, you don't deserve that. And if you want to do this thing, if you want this thing to exist because you just feel like it, then do it. It totally is worth your effort. Why bother is because it's not worth your effort, but if you want it, that's all you need it to be worth it. And if you're not proud of what you did, this is how I started, liking my artwork again, because I spent years hating my work to the point where I wanted to give up. I spent years doing that. And this is what I did to start liking my work again, is that I would start basically evaluating my artwork. What did I not like? And for every item that I would put, and I would write this down because I type really, really fast, so I can't even think about what I'm actually saying in regards to my artwork. But if I wrote it down, I'm writing slow enough that it's like I can actually process what it is I'm thinking here and why. And a lot of it wasn't actually me and what I thought about it, but what other people who are absolute horrible people that are not in my life anymore for a reason would have said about it. And it's like, but that's them. That's not my opinion. What's my opinion? So I would write out the things I didn't like. And for every single item that I would write that I didn't like, I had to write 2 things I did like to focus on, so that I knew that, hey, I could keep these things about this picture. And this is how I would move on and move forward and try to be better for the next image. It's like, I really like how I did this and this, but I didn't like this part. So when you start making more positives for every negative, you start thinking better about yourself. And if you have the ability to record your art process, by all means, I definitely recommend doing time-lapse videos, even without sound, but you can add sound and music and it might even be more fun. Just try to make it so that you can look at what you did and actually appreciate the way you did it. Like, I may not be the best at backgrounds, but it's like I can look back at this video here and see all the work that I put into creating this background, which is a lot better than I used to make backgrounds. And it's the same thing with my line work. My line work has gotten way better since, you know, when I first started doing digital art. And my coloring has improved quite a bit, even though I still suck at color theory, which hopefully with Skillshare, not sponsored, I'll be able to remedy that, because I do want to get better at colors. I think I did a really good job on this picture. Like, I love the colors that I chose in this. I love this entire piece and how it works. The only thing the only thing I'm not that big a fan of is, you know, I didn't make the background white enough. I kind of wish that I would stop doing these vertical pictures. I tend to do that a lot. But I think the main reason I cut it this way was to show the, you know, the max amount of the background, which I was actually still semi-proud of, and the character, and I didn't want to make more of the background so it's not as white as it should be. So I think with a good cropping, this image is definitely a lot better, but I wanted to show off the background. These are the little things to consider. So I see the thing I don't like, and I try not to do it anymore. I still end up doing it because it's habit. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the habit. It's just from, you know, an aesthetic point of view, looking at this, if I printed it out and it's a vertical image, it's probably not going to be bad. But looking at it online, on the internet, and, you know, all that stuff, it's not as nice to look at a vertical setting. But as a print, it would be nice. I do kind of wish that I made it whiter so that I could make it like a background, because I don't print my images very often. I do want to eventually, but I haven't yet. And I did have to reference my phone for this, and I am actually really proud of how that phone came out with what you see versus, you know, the angle and all that stuff. I think I did a really good job on that. And again, like I said, I love the colors I chose for this. I feel like this piece came out so well. I love the line work. I know that the background is still a little wonky, but that's okay. I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna learn, and I'm gonna do better. And that's the thing to remember whenever you're being mean to yourself. You can and you will improve the more you do. So the more you draw, the more that you try, it's gonna get better, because you're gonna see, okay, that didn't work as well. I'm not gonna do that again. And again, I may do it still because of habits, but, you know, it's to me, it's not as big a deal anymore because I'm just making artwork for fun. And that's, if you're doing it for a job, you still need to relax a little. I can go on and on about this topic, and we're kind of approaching the end of the video here because I only do cell shading really, and I'm cell shading right now. So, also another tip, if you're going to do cell shading like this, definitely block out the shade with a very bright color that you're going to be able to see, because once you've done it like this, see, I put it on multiply, now it looks like shadows. I usually use like a bright magenta or a purple, and it's going to be one or the other because they usually, one is a warmer shading, the other is a colder shading. So I will usually pick whichever one, you know, feels right. And that's actually my artwork in a nutshell. It's what feels right. I still struggle with shadows. I hope there is a Skillshare class for doing shadows, because oh my god, I suck at it so bad. That is one thing I really want to improve on. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please hit that like button. Thank you very much. If you have any questions or comments, please lay them on me. I'd love to hear from you. If you want to support me, check out my Patreon or my Ko-fi or my Discord. Or if you want to support me in other ways, please check out my social media. Links will all be down in the description below. And if you want to see more, subscribe. I promise you will see more. And I'll catch you in the next video. Later!